begins tonight on BBC One. At 7 o'clock, Tomorrow's World includes a look at the dangers of driving.
Barry, I've commandeered a vehicle.
The old trick, eh? Eat the telly before I get a chance to nick you.
It's a toaster.
Dalek,
You have been defeated. Surrender. You have failed.
Insufficient data.
Nazi ain't got no humanity. They're the foot soldiers of a Jew-hating, mass-murdering maniac, and they need to be destroyed. That's why any and every sumbitch we find wearing a Nazi uniform, they're gonna die.
is this world protected? But you're not the first lot to have come here. Oh, there have been so many. And what you've got to ask is, what happened to them?
Hello. I'm the Doctor.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well wherever you are on the board. And you know what? I was just watching that intro clip. I was thinking that could be the pinnacle of Doctor Who, right? That could have been when it really hit its, apex. Now, somebody say, oh, it's a few years later by the 50th anniversary, right? The 50th anniversary was awesome. Oh, my God. It was like a light mirror compared to the 60th. Oh, the 50th was awesome. Right, great story at the middle of it. Adventure in time and space. Just all this good stuff going on. And Matt Smith as the Doctor. But that moment where you saw all the different Doctors, I think the first time they did that, isn't it? No, you saw sketches of them in the Book of Impossible Things. That's from Flesh and Blood. And also, you also saw them in the Cyberman one, the Christmas Cyberman one. Which was cool, but it's like, so they connected it to original series beforehand. But I think that moment there, I think that could be the pinnacle of Doctor Who, right? Now, don't get me wrong, there's been more than one pinnacle, but that's certainly that's okay. What? I just saw this thing. We're getting more Jodie Whittaker audios. Really? Okay, well, they seem to be running headlong into that. Here, let me pull up Big Finish. Really? Like, why? It's my question. Why would you do that? That sounds like a site you don't want to do. Okay, I guess, you like losing money. But will it lose money? I honestly don't know. That's the question, right? I assume so, but maybe the market's so small now that it's really like maybe it's like a pre-Eccleston. No, the market went really down, right? When what's the name came back? When Doctor Who came back. Yeah, look at Doctor Who, Big Finish News. No, this was from July. That story, right? Oh, they're actually giving away a very good free story right now. The 5 Companions. I can't remember it, but I remember it being good, right? So I don't see that as yet. Here, let me check the Doctor Who twats. The Big Finish Twitter. X.com. Yeah, I'm finding myself calling it X more and more now, right? I think the X thing is going to stick. Big Finish. Yeah, there we look. So they're announcing it over there. Oh no, but there's the first one for the Tom Baker one coming out next month, which I'm actually kind of interested in. No, there's promotion. Oh man, we got to talk about this. There's promotion about the return of Jodie Whittaker. I mean, again, does anybody? Are you all stupid? I mean, really? Are you all just stupid? Right? It seems to me that you're all just stupid, right? No. It wasn't very good. You remember when the ratings took a nosedive, right? The first time? Yeah, that was to do with Jodie Whittaker because she was shit as a Doctor, right? Weirdly, coincidentally, Shooty Cowell, also shit as a Doctor, right? I mean, he really is. Doesn't sell it at all. This is my current gripe, but can't he say who properly? Doctor Who? Who? I'm Doctor Who. You who? Doctor Who. Want me to suck your dick? Well, okay then. No, Shooty. No. Don't suck Rabbi's dicks. I mean, unless they were consenting, whatever. You know, I don't want to impose my my worldview on anybody else. If you're all happy, you know, with the but then we're not, yeah. And then the ratings really took a nosedive after people realized it was not being saved, right? Rusty, they thought they were coming to save it. No, that didn't happen. And I don't know. I think the Christmas special is the trouble is it's the same with the Jodie Whittaker is, right? Power of the Doctor was derivative shit, as was I quite liked actually. What's the one? Was it Eve of the Daleks? The one where they're in the time loop, right? That was quite fun. I quite like Flux bits. I mean, I like the window dressing of Flux, but the trouble is they're Jodie Whittaker all the way through it, and Christian were writing it. What can you do? Chib Show should have brought in somebody. Somebody could write, right? It means, but I know it's all ego. It means admitting you can't write. Well, he should have brought in somebody who could write and say, you know, subordinate to him, and go write this. You know, like I want Calvinista, I want this, I want that, and then they could have knocked that into the shape of a story. But you know, in terms of like, it was really Doctor Who Flux that the Jodie Whittaker years found its own voice, its own style, which was a very derivative. It's like its own voice and style was true. Okay, fine, because they did the first 2 years in one go, right? Before it came out. So its voice and style dramatically changed. The first 2 years was a painfully boring, bland, terribly written, smug, lazy David Tennant knockoff. Right? That's how I would describe her first 2 seasons. Second one I thought was quite good, but basically, yeah. Now for Flux and the specials, no smug. That smug was gone. Right, because they know they fucked up. They know they were total failures by that point. Right, the smug was totally gone. That's the biggest difference between Flux and the first 2. Wow, I never thought of that before. But yeah, it was the lack of smug. There was a lot of smug in those first 2. So look at me. Ooh, I like Jodie Whittaker on the catwalk. Right, that was so the attitude. Oh, I've got to find the bloody. Yeah, do I have that? I don't think I do it. What were you going to look at? If I do a search for, let's see if I do Jodie Whittaker, San Diego Comic Con fashion show. Oh, there she is. Oh God, such undeserved confidence. But again, that was the first several years of this of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. Shit and smug. Yeah, that's totally how I would describe it, right? That's totally how I would describe it. But Flux wasn't smug. And markedly a lot better. It's because I think they got rid of most of the people who were used to making Doctor Who. Right? They brought in a whole new crew. And they had no idea what they're bloody doing, obviously, right? Like literally no idea what to do, and they basically they had a clue by the time they got to their first third season, right? I thought the design work, generally speaking, was very strong, right? I thought the design of their Dalek ships was excellent. Okay, this thing was saying my video is ready to download, but can it download? No. Oh, wait, do I have this piece of software? Wait a minute. It keeps it keeps asking me to use this piece of software to download it. Well, okay, I'll try that then. Oh, now it's let me down. It just makes you wait for ages. Now it's going to open up a couple of windows. Open window 1. Open window 2. Now it's starting the process. Oh, God. Oh, I mean, this is just illustrating a small point, quite frankly. Okay, let's see if I paste the because it wants me to buy it. That's why. Sod off, I'm not buying this. You make your bloody mind. Oh, it's saying it's going to let me download it in a second. Okay. Do I want to activate Pro? No, I don't want to activate Pro. Right? I want to activate very unpro. I like being unpro. I want to be am instead of amateur. Anyway, but then again, I think they kind of worked out what they were doing. Other than they'll stop with Jodie Whittaker, and Christian will still couldn't write for bloody toffee, right? Christian was still like one of the worst writers in the history of writing. Oh man. So yeah. Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen. I lived in the States for a long time, right? And so what we normally do is the Sabbath next to Thanksgiving, which is Friday, right? We normally do our big Thanksgiving Day meal. Now, we actually do, we have two big turkey dinners, right? This time of year. We have the big Thanksgiving Day meal, right? And then a month later, we do English Christmas. Oh, English Christmas, so much better. So much better. Oh, wait. That's the clip. 1 second. Look at this.
Weren't they?
Just look at the smug, okay? It is just off the charts. What do you think? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, didn't realize it wasn't going to work out well there, did you, darling? Look at that smug. God, she was shit. That was so shooty. Now, David Tennant, was he shit? Or I think it was more cringe, right? David Tennant was cringe. He wasn't shit. It's different, right? But man, it's been a long time since we had good Doctor Who. It has been a long time since we've had good Doctor Who. Man, what would Doctor Who be like for a Thanksgiving? We've had lots of, Christmas Thanksgivings. Christmas episodes. We've never had a Thanksgiving. Well, it's not because it's a very American thing. I think that'd be fun. Okay. The Doctor to do Thanksgiving will be Matt Smith, right? I like the old very English person in America, like his second season, which wasn't as good as his first, right? But he would be the perfect guy to do a Thanksgiving. So the essence of Thanksgiving is this. By the way, oy vey. We had a terrible tragedy here today, right? Like absolutely terrible tragedy. It's my next door neighbor, behind me. They've had their oldest daughter, who's like 19 years old, killed herself. I think. I mean, I don't think you're allowed to say that publicly, but that's apparently she struggled with depression for years and years and years. Right, and they were all like her entire social network was working, to be with her all the time, reinforce her, and then she went missing last night, right? And they were organizing a search party. It's just terrible. Like my daughter used to babysit her, right? Oh man, we at the age we live in, we forget how, I joke about how messed up it is, and it is very messed up, right? It really genuinely is very messed up. Man, it's fucking up kids like in ways that it shouldn't happen, right? This is not the first, child suicide that my kids have been around. But it's like, oh, man, the world's just so sick, right? The world is just so sick. This shouldn't be. So yeah, a funeral was today. How did I get onto that? I don't know. Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, I was going to think about families, right? Families. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't go to the funeral because here's the reason I don't go to funerals generally, especially these really awful ones. A couple of reasons, but the main reason is I'm too emotional, right? I'll be crying too much, and I'm like, I don't feel I really got a right to. If the mourners are holding it together in some way, I don't know. Oh man, but we're a very small, close-knit community, right? And so when something like this happens, it's just a tragedy. It really is just a tragedy. Anyway, I really don't know how I got onto that. I don't know. I just must have flicked. It's been on my mind, right? But it's one thing bubbling away on my mind, which is basically how I do programming. What am I thinking about? Okay, that's going to be a show, right? What was that too? So we got. I don't know. Anyway, Thanksgiving, right? It's Thanksgiving, so you get to spend it with family. Okay, that's how I came onto it. I was just thinking about family, right? And that's what that's the first thing my mind went to. Anyway, this year, good. I don't know. Am I going to talk about that? Let me think. Okay, so last night when they were searching for her, their search parties, looking for her. I was reminded of when, in the Middle Ages, quite often, anti-Semites would murder a kid and hide it in the synagogue to say, look, the Jews are using the Christian baby blood as their for their religious ritual, right? And that's not entirely uncommon, right? That really wasn't uncommon. So I was just saying, so they're searching for the body, right? They're searching for the girl. We didn't know it was the body at the time, right? Searching for, and I was like, what? So again, there's a, what was it, 1990s Wood and Allen movie called Shadows and Fog, which is like it was weird 1930s expressionism. It's quite a fun movie. Interesting movie, right? I think one of his shot very, very interesting. It's all in black and white. And it's like in a small village, and I just imagine that's what it'd be like if they hid the body in the synagogue basement. Then, okay, this is where my mind went to. I say to myself, what would you do if they found a body in your basement? Because this is where I am. I remember, what would you do? I'm like, well, I know. I'll say it's got nothing to do with me. Then, okay, and this is how messed up I am. So, what if it had your semen all over it? I'm like, what? That's not going to happen. That's not getting crazy voice in my head. No. But what if it did? I don't know. There's nothing I can really do at that point. And I stress myself out for no real reason. Because that's not going to happen. Anyway. Oh, other things I didn't think would happen. I just finished watching the 56-minute cut of Silver Nemesis on the new Blu-ray. Man, I'm bouncing from left to right over here. Actually, it was good, right? Silver Nemesis is shit. They actually made a good cut out of that, right? I'm not going to rush to watch it again, but it was actually good, right? I know. Who saw that coming, right? Because I was dreading it to the Silver Nemesis disc. I'm like, started watching Greatest Show first. I was like, oh, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. Right. But then I started on the Omnibus Special Edition. Really good. Okay. Not really good. Really not shit. Okay. That's really not shit. Well, that was fine. So Thanksgiving's all about families getting together. And it's a bit fraught this year because, you probably have one aunt, right? Or an aunt or two who are super total Trump insane, right? My wife, I was talking to her aunt, who is just the complete batshit insane MSNBC watching Trump hater, right? And so she's like, I'm scared to go outside because everybody loves Trump now. I'm so scared. I'll never leave my child in a room with Donald Trump. Really? But you're fine with Bill Clinton, multiple rapists? Okay, whatever. People are just weird. All right, bottom line, people are just weird. So imagine if this was your Thanksgiving. If this was somebody you had to deal with, right? This is crazy.
People who say the undocumented, who they get to call illegal immigrants, like the Pilgrims had permission to come here.
Yeah, but you hadn't built a country yet, Joy. There wasn't a country. Right, and when the Pilgrims came here, that's why they were pilgrims, right? And they are illegal aliens because they're alien to the country and here illegally. That's just what the words mean, darling. Can you imagine this over your turkey?
have to suffer the consequences of their actions, right? They made the choice to overstay their visas or come into our country illegally.
I just thought this is a Thanksgiving message to MAGA trolls. How is I think us with just existing trolls you, right? You get trolled very easily.
So if they get deported, consequences. But you right-wingers shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of your votes?
You know, it's not the thing is, it's not about left wing or right wing. I think Russell Brand, I think very astutely described it as either you're for globalist authoritarian control or government for and by the people, right? That's essentially it's not right or left, right? It's government for and by the people or globalist hegemony.
You don't want to be around me because I voted for fascism. No fair. I'm coughing on you.
Okay, why do you think I voted for? Firstly, I didn't vote, but if I could have voted, I would have voted for Trump. Why is that fascism? Like you got to make this connection. I know you believe it, but make the argument because nobody agrees with you, darling.
You with COVID, but you want me to wear a mask for your safety? No fair. My body.
What's that?
Fascism. No fair. I didn't have to suffer the consequences of your votes. You don't want to be around me because I voted for fascism. No fair. I'm coughing on you with.
Oh, wait a minute. They're saying MAGA people doesn't want. They're saying they don't want to be around you, Joy, because I voted for fascism. No. Again, fascism is much more akin to the things I think on the left. What we call the left, right? That's much more close to fascism, isn't it?
COVID, but you want me to wear a mask for your safety? No fair. My body, my choice. Well, here's an alternative thought. Make your own dinner, MAGA. Make your own sandwiches. Wipe your own tears. Troll amongst yourselves with Elon and leave us alone.
You just went to Blue Sky, darling. Right? No one's attacking you. At least I'm not. I don't know. Like, what? We're all too busy being happy. Right? I love the guy they got in charge of the NIH. Doctor, what's he called again? The guy who was the major COVID response skeptic. Oh, I love that. Doctor, what's his name here? Let me see if I can. It's RFK tweeted about it. Man, I like RFK. I heard that Alec Baldwin was taking the piss out of RFK now Saturday Night Live. Robert Kennedy Jr. Man, I got so much more respect for. I didn't know about him until a year ago. Who is it? Yeah, this guy. It's Dr. J. Hatraba, right? He kind of led the anti-COVID response. The pushback against COVID. Very well. Anyway,
you got your heart's desire, the president you dreamed of and worshiping.
But it's not just you acting like it's just an angry man in the corner when everybody's like standing around them mad. No, we all our family, we're all happy about this. Everyone's happy because we're going to have more money and world peace, right? We're all happy about it. Only weird crack nut jobs like you.
Instead of Jesus. And this time, you didn't even have to storm the Capitol, smash the windows, or try to kill police.
Smash the windows, right? That's the only thing you really got. What about all they? How many billions of damage was done in the Black Lives Matter riots? What about May 29th, right? When you burnt down the church, right? No, that didn't happen, did it?
Police officers or issued death threats to poll workers. See, you did it just by voting this time. Congrats. You got your way. And
But we didn't just get away. The country all moved in our direction and away from you. And so much so, your entire news organization, it might be put by Elon Musk. Which kind of worth it for the troll. I don't know, but why would he should buy it and put Alex Jones on it. Oh, he should buy it and put Alex Jones on it. It will be awesome.
He even got away with breaking the law. Yay.
No. We never. That's the thing. Yeah, when my mad aunt, my wife's mad aunt was talking to my wife, she's like, "He's a felon." He's like, "Well, not anymore, isn't he? He got out of it." Well, listen. You were happy for him to be arrested, arraigned, and convicted on complete bullshit, right? Complete and total bullshit. And now the same bullshit has reversed that, and you're like, "Oh, that bullshit's bad." But this bullshit, my bullshit was good.
But if you expect the 73 million who voted for the prosecutor, not the felon, and particularly the 92% of black women who voted for Kamala.
Well, I have to say, as they were mostly dead already, and illegal aliens and not real people, whatever. As there were unverified signatures everywhere. Maybe not 72 million, maybe, I don't know. There's a lot less of you than there are of us, darling. That's basically the way it's going. And she's like, the 92% of black women. Darling, nothing says take the vote away from women more than things like that.
To give you a cookie for your vote, a trophy, a hug, a high five? You might be asking too much.
My wife made some awesome banana bread today and some muffins. And she let me have them. So also she voted for Trump.
If we want to eat with you, we will. But if we just want some peace over the holidays and we don't want to put up with your trolling while we eat our tofurkey.
Trolling? How's it trolling? I don't know. Like it's just our existence trolls you, doesn't it?
Get over it. Stop acting like we owe you. And for God's sakes, stop whining. It's embarrassing. Our Thanksgiving. Our choice.
Okay, so don't come. Right? Don't come. You're a complete nut. But again, I hope no one's having to go through that now. Right, but like these meltdowns are going on and on and on. This is a guy in charge of Axios, right? Who's a news collection organization, melting down at Elon Musk because he's been outmoded. Right? It's so funny.
Everything we do is under fire. Elon Musk.
Yeah, okay, dude. The mainstream media has lied and fucking lied to us, fucking relentlessly. And because it's like when you see Judge Judy, when the you have these idiots, defendants, or go, well, she doesn't know about lying. Well, yeah, you can tell you're lying. Oh my god, yeah. And now people are going, fuck off. We have other alternatives, right? X is a good place. I get my news from X and YouTube, right? I disregard everything I hear on mainstream media.
Sits on Twitter every day or X today, saying like, we are the media, you are the media.
And he's right. We are the media, and you're not. And okay, darling, you just become a travel agent, not a state agent. You just become a travel agent. Remember them? Yeah, nobody else does either.
My message to Elon Musk is bullshit. You're not the media. You having...
Yeah, you'll find that, yes, we are.
You having a blue check mark, a Twitter handle, and 300 words of cleverness doesn't make you a reporter any more than me looking at your head and seeing that you have a brain and telling you I have an awesome set of tools makes me a damn neurosurgeon, right? Like what we do.
Yeah, but again, you completely destroyed all credibility with your Trump hatred, right? You completely destroyed yourself. And you actually could have come back from the 2016 election when you're completely wrong and had egg all over your face. But no, relentless fucking screaming. That's all we got, isn't it? A relentless screaming. Man. Yeah, I don't like it that you have an alternative to us.
What journalists do, what you did in Mississippi, what Al Jazeera does in the Middle East.
Al Jazeera. Okay, fuck off. Goodbye. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, how are we going to tell everybody the Jews are the worst anymore if everybody's telling the fucking truth now? What the hell? Okay, this is I think a very apt video. I think that really describes where this guy is in life right now. I think this very much shows it.
What you doing, Bob?
That's just cruel. Wrong in every way.
It's okay, you don't know him.
Yeah, but that's what's going on right now. Meanwhile, okay, weirdness beyond weirdness, right? It just gets weirder. We have Kamala Harris appeared again, very drunk, very, very, very drunk, very obviously drunk, and gave a very weird drunk message. Why anybody put this out is beyond me. But the DNC, the Democrats, they fired 2/3 of their staff. They are in free fall. And it's not stopping. It's getting worse.
Just have to remind you.
Okay, this isn't a parody. This is real. Look at her. Holy crap.
Don't you ever let anybody take your power from you.
Well, we took it from you, darling.
You have the same power that you did before November 5th.
Yeah, but you're not going to have it after January 20th, are you?
And you have the same purpose that you did.
You had no purpose whatsoever. You're a globalist tool, right? You were somebody. You were a somebody who fit in the chair. Oh, what happened to the campaign of joy? Fuck me! Look at this shit.
And you have the same ability to.
It's like, you found your girlfriend cheating on you and you end up dumping her, broke your heart, right? And then a few weeks later, you see her vomiting on the sides of the road. That's what this is.
Engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
Yeah, she's drunk. She is steaming drunk. And why would she put that out? I don't know. Why would anybody let her put it out? I think because nobody cares. There's been a lot of good parodies. Here's two of them.
Have to remind you, don't let anybody ever take your power.
Oh, that's what's her name? Katie Hopkins from Apprentice.
You have the same power that you did before November 5th. You have the same purpose that you did. You have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't let anybody.
It's uncanny. It's almost the same video.
Ever take that power from you. God bless. Come on.
That might be trolling a little bit. And actually, is this the right one? The original video apparently was doctored, and they edited out something visual. So here, this is the original version, right? Which is, I think,
let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did.
Yeah. It's not looking good. Not looking good for Kamala. Fine. Let us get to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're going to talk about what a Doctor Who Thanksgiving would look like, right? Pull up something handy. Wrong thing. Yeah. Doink. Just wait. There we go. Window. Oh, Millie, how you doing, Millie? Thank you for joining us. Shoot is there as well. Look at me. I'm as convincing as in Turkey as I am as Doctor Who. That is true. That is true. I was the only reason anybody was watching, darling. Frankly, I believe that. Yeah, I totally believe that. They're over on other planets. Thanksgiving, horn of plenty, because I have plenty of horn, baby. I have plenty of horn. There's no opposition on the Rabbi Horn. He said, Doctor Who. That's how he says it. Doctor Who. Xmas special, Joy to the World. It might be Worlds now. We don't know. Has a returning enemy. Could it be the BBC? J.K. Rowling, super uncancelled. Yes, she is. And the Cringe of Wicked. That is. Oh! If I didn't want to see the movie before, I didn't. I super don't now. Oh my gosh. This is so funny. Mummy, what's blue sky? It's Twitter for pedophiles, dear. And apparently it is. Weirdly enough. Darren M is there. Hit the like, rumble, and all the other things. But yes, I think I agree with you. Got an answer there. Evening, afternoon. I hope you're doing well, sir. Only started Ecky Thump evening. Oh, I hear we're getting more Ecky Thump Whittaker audience. No, just the one's announced already. Right? I mean, she's doing a lot of them. She's doing like a series of 12. I don't know. Like, is there enough people who will buy that? I'm intrigued to know, like, how it's going. I'd love to know the sales. Wouldn't you? I would love to know the sales of these things. But then I have to know what the comparative sales, so I know what's good or what's bad, right? But I don't know. Could that really be in any way financially viable? I don't know. That's actually what I keep going to. I don't know. God, I'm saying exactly the same thing. You'll really like to see the sales figure on the Council Estate Doctor. Yeah, we will never know. Sadly, yes, this is nothing stunning or brave anymore. Makes me sad, Jodie. Oh, I keep up. I know, nothing stunning and brave. We have the Lee. D says, Levin Rabin or Adria Joyner. What isn't that Adria Joyner? The like nails on a fucking chalkboard. She's the one from the Boots advert that hates royalty. Oh, they're a bit white. What's your fucking problem? They're a family, you dumb cunt. Adria. Okay, let's see who this is. No, okay, it's not that woman, thank God. That's not good. Who is she? Puerto actress who played Dorothy Girl in the Oza adaptation Emerald City. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, she's totally hot. 1 second. Share screen. I will certainly call her hot. Yeah. I think one of the more attractive people you had me look at for a while, right? Oh, was she in? Oh no, I thought she was in that Woody Allen, second Woody Allen movie I mentioned, movie about Rome, From Rome with Love, maybe. I can't remember. Okay, she's definitely hot. Okay, you're fine. You're doing well with this one. And Levin Rambin, who's that? Levin. Oh, comes right up. Let's see who she is. That looks like Brie Larson. Who is she? She is playing look-alike half-sisters Lily Montgomery and Ava Benton in All My Children. Oh, fuck me. Really? That's why she looks like Brie Larson. That's what Brie Larson should really be doing. Oh, it's definitely the first one. Yeah, it's definitely the first one. I mean, she's not unattractive. Don't be wrong. But, like, yeah, look, I've seen that face way too often. Right? I prefer the dusky, maiden. The dusky... Right? Yeah, she looks way hotter. I'm sorry. Way, way, way hotter. Not even close. Okay, thank you for the inquiry. I hope we answered the question fully. Share screen. Oh man, all my stomach muscles hurt from when I was really sick and coughing. Although I do get major coughing fits on night so. Where are we up to? Oh yeah, share screen. I was in the middle of doing that. So sorry, I said hello to you. There was more effort put in the 50s. There was more joy in the 50s. People were happy at the Doctor in the 50s. No one's interested in shooting at was Doctor Who at all. Dr. Hill. PD Rich is there. Hell chat. Hell PD Rich. Hell, how you doing, sir? And please, Jenny, whatever you do, don't do that like you're about to flash me. I don't need to see the old battle. God, the inverse of sexy. It's like totally not sexy whatsoever. Odie said, "Do you want to say Greg Wallace is stepping away from MasterChef?" Yeah, because he got fingered for apparently fingering. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, look, if is it a hit piece? Is it real? I just can't kind of ignore it now. John Yulden is here. How you doing, John Yulden? John Yulden. How are you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. And Odin says, I know we hate this, but I actually like Silver Nemesis because the Sidemen and the bad. That's what I liked about it as well. You got to get the 25th season 25, series 25 Blu-ray box set because that new version of it is actually like a good solid episode of Doctor Who, right? It's I mean it's very 80s, but it's like it John Nathan Turner would have loved to see it. They added in a bunch of stuff. I didn't know, like Cybermats are in it now. And the story holds together better. And then they cut out, the comedy skinheads, right? They cut out all the most cringe stuff, right? And now it's just like a taut story. It's really good. I know, well, not really good. It's really not shit. I don't think you could do that with Delta and the Bannerman. Problem being is it Oy vey, says problem in. Oy vey indeed. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. Oy vey, that's all we can really say about the state of the world. Oy vey. Although, loving Blake 7 season 1 right now. I'm in the middle of I prefer ripping discs than watching them as discs. So it's a weird thing of mine, but I do. So I watched the web last night. The new effects really give it a new lease of life. I mean, like Dan was saying, future-proof. I agree, right? It really gives it a new lease of life. There was what was it? The effect I thought that really helped it. I'm trying to think, or was it season 25? Maybe it's season 25. Again, making Silver Nemesis watchable. I know. Yeah, 2 impossible things I've seen. They made Silver Nemesis watchable. And in The Crown, when they had Gillian Anderson play Margaret Thatcher, she did an excellent job. Looked and sounded like Margaret Thatcher, but they made me want to fuck Margaret Thatcher. It's weird, but true. Don't know how they did that, right? They're doing incredible things with television nowadays, right? Incredible things. Why does it face like somebody thrown plums at her? Well, you know, it's a hobby. Tofurkey, I guess, because they're vegan, because they're better people than us. Has somebody used so much? Has somebody who used to own a bunch of chickens? That's just cruel. I can never eat chicken with chickens running. I know. Most of the miracle bees is don't make a video when you're drunk. Like, doesn't he have any staffers left? Well, she probably doesn't, right? Doesn't he have any staffers left that will stop him saying, look, no, Kamala, darling, Cammy, no, don't put that out. Rabbi wouldn't kick her out of bed, though. Well, I don't know. The blonde one? Yeah, I don't think I'll be that interested. All right? It's not enough to, like, you know, tell me the brunette, however, we could talk. It's cool. My message to American people is don't make a video when you're there. But they have no staffers left. Watching the 20th anniversary convention in America with them all singing Old Lang Syne. Where? What? 20th anniversary of what? Doctor Who? I don't know. It's nice that somebody offered it. Somebody offered Jodie job. It's amazing she still has a career. Like, but you can say something about Kathleen Kennedy. How does she still have a career? That's absolutely cray-cray. Right? It's bonkers, mate. Bonkers. Don't know what to tell you, mate. Don't know what to tell you. It's really not shit. High praise in 24. It really, I mean, here's the thing, but Silver Nemesis was shit. I'm sorry. I found it shit. Not as bad as Delta and the Bannerman, right? And I don't know how you can fix that. Maybe cut it down to an hour, right? A 40-minute episode, that would work. Replace the baby, replace Delta, like CGI a good actress in, CGI in a workable baby. It's not really worth. And then you still get something, not really worth it. All that effort. I would CGI in a very good Garn into what's the name of that one? Stephen Gallagher. What's the name of the story? The Terminus. There you go, Terminus. Took me a minute, but I came to it. She cried. Fine, where are we going to start? Let's look at the deep cringe. The deep cringe of Wicked. Now, I got no interest whatsoever to see Wicked. Like, zeros. And I think just the same with pretty much anybody, right? Anybody in the likes Blake 7 demographic. I don't know. It just doesn't strike me as Wicked's the way they want to go. And it's like the front thing in SFX this month. Oh, man. And so, like, okay, so apparently the actress is a bit of a weirdo. Here, let me pull this up. All right, so apparently the actress is a bit bonkers, right? Who plays the Wicked Witch. All right, and I heard she was a bit bonkers. Now, I had a thing when I first saw this issue of SFX. I went, oh, the only reason they hired her is because she's black, right? Because they want to show her. And they're like, she's not black, she's green. I had this guy melt down at me in my comments, right? You like the design of the gown? No. It was how? It destroyed that whole story. How did you like the design of the gown? Really? That's crazy. That way is nuts. What is her name? How do we look up her name? She said like these really bizarre quotes here. Wicked cast, right? Cynthia, what's the word? Cynthia, was it Erivo? Erivo quotes. What's it? No, she's got a lot of quotes. The 30 best ones, controversial. Wait. Why don't I just do? I'll look up different news stories with her. Oh, there's probably just going to be about Wicked. Wicked's green skin trigger warning may feel silly, but not as silly as those crying woke. That's on The Guardian, so you know that's funny, right? So yeah, look, her casting is very clearly. I mean, again, I'm not saying she's not capable of the role, but her casting is very, very clearly wokedom. Oh, right, she freaked out about the fan poster. Fan poster. That's what it was. Like somebody edited the. What was this? Emily edited it, and then she freaked out, didn't she? I fell out on the internet. Cynthia once again reflecting on a divisive reaction to viral Wicked fan art. Yeah, this was really bizarroville. Yeah, so somebody freaked out about this, I think. Oh, is this the one they made, or is this the one they... Is this a fan one? Oh, right, there. So they remade it to look like the theater ad. And she had this meltdown, like this absolute meltdown. This is the wildest, most offensive thing I ever seen. Equal to that awful AI of us fighting. Equal to people posing the question is your sign green? Pussy, I guess. None of this is funny. None of this is cute. It degrades me. What? Right? It degrades us. The original poster is an illustration of a real-life human being who chose to look right down the barrel of the camera at you, the viewer, because without words, we communicate with our eyes. Our poster is a homage, not an imitation. To edit my face, to hide my eyes, is to erase me, is deeply hurtful. Darling, you need to get over yourself. But boy, is this not a person ready to get over themselves, right? So check this out. So they're doing the press junket, and it's insane.
And I feel, and I have feelings, and I can share them.
Okay, if you're a person you feel things, why'd you look like Smeagol? What the hell is it? What I'm like, honestly, you look like Gollum. It's really scary. You feel things. Okay, so why did you dress like? No, you look like you're dressing like a Ferengi. What's up with that? You're a weirdo, darling.
And if you need to cry right now, you cry. Yeah. And
why would you need to cry? Why would you need to cry? You're in a press junket. And that's Ariana Grande. Like, what is wrong with you people?
And someone said to me once that the green was the thing that I would love the most about Alphabet, that I would want to stay green. But actually, being green, yes, I loved playing this character. But every time I took the makeup off, I loved who I was even more.
So you love being black? Okay. I like being Jewish, darling. It's all cool, honey. It's all cool. Mrs. Lisa Pertwee's girl. Oh, now you're just Mrs. Lisa Pertwee. You used to be Mrs. Lisa Pertwee's girl, but now you're Mrs. Lisa Pertwee. It's an easier thing to say. Must be hell being so oppressed with all those millions in the bank. Yes. Again, speak up, love. What the hell?
I've come away feeling really beautiful.
No, you don't feel beautiful. You feel like you're a troglodyte. I mean, like, really? That's not a beautiful look, honey.
You f***ing are. Yeah. Holy shit.
I mean, God.
You know?
Yeah. What you've brought to this film and to these characters, you've not...
Oh, fuck me! Oh, my God! What is wrong with these weirdos? And why does Ariana Grande look like a real-life Bratz doll?
Just taking care of them, you have transformed them for good.
Thank you.
Really.
Thank you very much. Thank
And
you.
they're all crying! What the fuck is wrong?
This is also my first time ever doing a jump.
You have been the light of the day. You are such a gift. You brought such light into the room. Thank you very much. We appreciate for coming into this room today. We needed you to come in.
Well, this is all kinds of weird, isn't it? I mean, like, she's such a whack job. Oh, she's such a whack job. Here's another. I think it's the same thing. I can't tell. Let's have a look.
They said, you have to be good and you have to be kind to everybody.
Whoa.
And she is a good witch.
Whoa! I'm like, how is that? Look at these two! Fuck me, could you imagine that's your Thanksgiving? Hi, it's Auntie Sylvia, Auntie Cynthia, and her toy boy.
Yeah, that's the message.
You know what I mean?
Right, are you good to cut to Trump supporters? Are you? I'm guessing not.
It's that impact.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
I like that. This is the promotion for the movie. Has never made me want to run for a movie more in my life. Yeah, they tried to do the same thing they did with was it Barbenheimer, right? You had a very male movie and a very female movie, and they both did very well over there. Was it last summer? Right? So they had Gladiator 2. Shit. Oh man, that was shit. Oh no, yeah, it was it was mid. It was very mid, right? And you had Wicked. I don't see either of them doing well. But they say Wicked's doing well, isn't it?
She is a good witch. If kids can feel that, then yeah.
Yeah. That's just weird, darling. Okay, you that's just weird. You're being a weirdo. I don't know any other way of saying this. You're being very strange, right? You're being very, very odd. Let's have a look. Share screen. There must be a story about this on the interwebs. Captain America. I want to talk about that as well. We'll try Bound Again Comics. James Gunn reassures fans that Batman Part 2 is not getting cancelled. I wish it was. I mean, even I'm not going to see it. I wish it was, right? I really just like the fact that it exists annoys me. Yeah, it was funny. It's right now we're in the final episode of Band of Brothers section of the Culture War. Right at the end of Band of Brothers, right when they finally go into all the Nazi territory. Band of Brothers movie about World War II. Everybody denied they're a Nazi. Me? No, I wasn't a Nazi. Oh no, I wasn't. Not me. All these Germans, right? Saying the Amazon Studios founder criticized Hollywood's turn to ideology over entertainment, making customers the enemy of your industry is never viable. Well, that's what you did, right? That's what you did. I'm sure that let me do a search. Wicked. Oh, there you go. Doink. Wicked. Bloated Street Sympathy straight from Pink and Green Hell. It sounds awful. Yeah, okay, so it's just her being cray-cray. And she is crazy. Right? I mean, she's totally batshit crazy. Right? Apparently they're not happy with the trailer for Superman. Yeah, which I heard it was going to be great. I know Warner Brothers isn't happy with it. What's this? I can't wait to see this trailer. Right? I'm really excited to see this trailer. I reckon it's going to be good. I really do. Looking into deleted scenes. Name surprise Marvel character. Who cares? Honestly, who cares? Skeleton Drew don't really care about that either. Let's see if there's anything over here. Bleeding Full. Scarecrow coming to the pen. I just don't care. I'm sorry. I tried watching it. All right, I watched the first episode and I thought it was fine, but wasn't very interested. And I started watching Sopranos. Went, oh, that's much better. Right, that's much better. Let's look at some Doctor Who stuff in a second. Is this, where's that story? Is this the one? Yep. You know, people say, oh, the current era of Doctor Who is terrible. It's shit. It's not worth watching. How could anybody watch it? And then you go, oh, it was actually nearly much, much worse. Amazingly. Right? Much, much worse. Doctor Who script confirms musical scene was cut from a Shooting Catway episode. Okay. Sugar Babe song was supposed to be to feature in the season opener Space Babies. Fuck me. How do you make that even worse? Right? Look, I thought the singing and dancing in Church on Ruby Road was actually quite fun, right? I like the Goblin King. I like this like step into fantasy, right? I hadn't really gauged how shit Shooting Catway was at the time, right? And now I know. You know, what can you do, right? But I really hadn't gauged like how deeply poor he was at at this game. So don't know what to tell you, mate. Other than it's shit. But man, how can you have made that episode any worse? The Sugar Babies song. What is the Sugar Babies song? I don't even know. No, Santa Baby. There we go. Since Rosny Davis returned to Doctor Who for his second stint at showrunner, he's been shit. Fans have been doing some memorable musical moments. Not really. The Goblin song last year, Christmas special, and the special song dance number starring Jinx Monsoon. Oh, God, I hated that. Yeah. Again, Russell, you got to get your head out of Jinx Monsoon's ass, right? Which I think that's the problem. Your head is just stuck up Jinx Monsoon's ass, right? I don't know what to tell you, mate, other than just stop doing this. Oh, the rumor is that Stephen Moffat is looking to take over for season 3. Why would he want to do that? I don't know. You might remember the rather divisive opener Space Waves. Why? Nobody remembers it. Right? It got overshadowed by The Devil's Cord. It was released in the terrible release strategy. Right? Nobody remembers it. Nobody cares. But it turns out there was one planned. But it turns out there was one planned music-heavy scene that didn't make into season 14, despite being written script by Davis. Well, thank God. Like, what is he thinking? Like, literally, his every creative instinct seems to be a very bad one, right? For some unknown reason. You might remember the rather blah blah blah. Though included a few references to Push the Button, the Sugar Babes hit. Never heard it. Well, it seems that plan was originally for the scene and titles of the show. Shooty Cat was 15th Doctor. They could never, ever call him the Doctor. It's always the 15th Doctor. No, I don't think he is. To dance and lip sync to a song. Oh, God. He would have twerked, wouldn't he? Oh, God. It's actually worse. That's why I'm always glad when things get really shit, they just go off the rails. Like, I thought it was really shit by the first episode. By Space Babies. Like, that first day, I was like, yeah, this is not going to work at all, right? And then over the season, as the season went on, I noticed how it was always better when Shooty Gatwa wasn't in it. Much like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, right? It was always better when he wasn't in it. Which is not a good thing for Doctor Who, right? Yeah, but this would have made it even worse. If anything expected that it might have been the case with the BBC having recently shared the official script for the episode, we know it to be true. The moment would have occurred very early in the episode. With the relevant portion of the script reveals he was the Sonic at the jukebox. Click, needle slides over vinyl. Lawson plays the Sugar Bass, push the button. It continues. The track starts with a bar, and then the word says push the button. The Doctor uses this to dance around a big button. Should he press it or shouldn't he press it? Should he press it or not? The song says it 4 or 5 times, and he's mouthing the words, playing with the button, and then Ruby smiles and loves this. On the full time, he presses the button. Time rotor moves, jolts up and down. Oh, God. Oh, God. I would hate to be in the TARDIS with this guy. A moment of anti-gravity as the Doctor and Ruby rise upwards and downwards. The Doctor holds the console, alarmed, excited, and then that bit was in it, wasn't it? And then jumps to the chorus. The Doctor in his element at the controls, the music, the chamber, moving lights. Ruby does not stop being amazed. Yeah, none of that really worked out, did it? I mean, the TARDIS was shit. Everything, just every creative decision was a bad one. It's really quite amazing. Like literally every creative decision was a dud. So there you have it. It's not clear exactly why this one was cut. Sanity. I know. Why would I accuse the current era Doctor Who of displaying sanity? Right? I don't know. Why? Well, again, naively, I say, you're talking about naivety, right? I think, I'm open to the possibility that this war games, this cut down war games, might actually be good, right? I really am open to that possibility. That's well, firstly, because I think the colorization is much better than the Daleks. But the Daleks, the colorization just never worked for me, and the edit was super choppy. Right? It was just super choppy. I couldn't really follow it. It didn't have enough. It didn't have the right rhythm. It just wasn't very good, right? It wasn't very good, essentially. But I'm open-minded, and I think Ben Cook's doing the editing again. I mean, I like the regeneration scene that they used from a fan on the internet and put it in. I'm open-minded to see what they're going to do. Right, I am open-minded to see what they can do. At least Billy Gibson can act. You're absolutely right there, TARDIS time. Which somebody would on this incarnation of the Doctor? You mean end? I don't know. That's always assuming there is a season 3 for Moffat takeover. I don't think there's going to be a season 3 with Disney, right? And I think Moffat coming in may be the only way to keep Disney on, frankly. Crazy enough. So so it's not clear exactly why it's cut, but some Whovians are a little disappointed. No. We're really happy. Okay, this is good news. We're all really, really genuinely happy about this. Account for Babel archive posting. We were robbed. Okay. Being cut literally makes the episode so much worse. No, I think being added in makes it worse. And another fan wrote in reply, because he says push the button so many times, it feels very strange. It even sets up the entire climate. What are they talking about? Okay, 1 second. I don't really remember it that well. Let's see if I have that file on file. Hey, Doctor Who. Doctor Who! I'm Doctor Who! I can't say the word Doctor Who. You know what? I've just got ready for my Christmas viewing this year. All 5 Centrinians movie. I'm going to do a Centrinians retrospective and Box of Delights. All right, so I've got a lot of fun stuff coming up. December's on its way, baby. Space Waves. Do I? Oh, I do have this. Oh, go away. No cold opening, bad idea. Yeah, he's so narcissistic.
It's called the TARDIS.
That must have been in this scene. Is this the one where they lose gravity for a second? Or they... Oh, don't they stop in, like, the dinosaur era? And like, people don't like it, but I thought it was quite a cute little gag. Is this the one where you press the button?
Am I missing something?
Nothing. Let's try that again. Okay.
That's probably the best thing he wrote for this season, Rusty Davis.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Controls are new. Completely forgot.
New.
The butterfly.
Doctor Who. Oh, that's how he spells it. Okay, he says Doctor Who as if it's spelled H-U-U. I'm Doctor Who. No, who.
Compensation switch. Good. Right. Yes. Let's go forward. Give me a number. Give me a year.
2,
2,
1, 5.
5.
Oh.
Well, one person that's in can act. Ivy. What? Shoot, that's for sure. This being cut literally makes the episode so much worse for another fan. He's not a fan. Because he says push the button so many times that it even sets up the entire climax. And I climaxed when I heard about that. I bet you did, darling. I bet you did. Well, a third round, with 3 fans. Well, that makes the story right there. I had a feeling there was a lot missing from this scene. It seemed cut altogether very quickly. Now we know why. Yeah. Okay, fine. So let's look at this story. Yeah, I guess we'll look at that one too. Yeah, we agree. This is Doctor Who Christmas special will solve the longest standing mystery. Don't solve longest. Just tell a story. Don't solve long-standing mysteries. Right? It's not your forte, mate. Don't solve long-standing mysteries, please. I beg of you. Stephen Moss was speaking in an interview for this week's issue of Radio Times magazine. No, not now. I don't want it. Right. From 2009 to 2017, under the auspices of Rusty and Stephen Moffat, Doctor Who has a Christmas special every year. And I really wish, and they're never going to do it because, Nick Briggs, I think, and probably the rest of Big Finish, they're not a fan of Christmas, right? Doesn't like Christmas. There's something deeply strange about it if you don't like Christmas in my mind, right? But does not like Christmas. They should be doing Christmas box sets, right? A box set with 3 Christmassy stories with classic Doctors. Right, they should put one out a year, and do at least one free. I mean, I would love to see a Peter Davison a Christmas episode. They had a great idea for one. It was in Doctor Who magazine when it was still written competently many years ago, talking about different Christmas specials that almost were, where the Doctor the TARDIS crosses through into the realm of British subconsciousness. Of pantomime, right? So he enters the realm of pantomime, and as soon as he steps out, he's transformed into a pantomime dame played by a woman playing the Doctor. So Jam Francis would have played the Doctor in pantomime mode, right? That would have been great. I really think that would have been my. But yeah, I think I would love to see Christmas for all of them. And look, I like the dead Doctors are really doing the best at Big Finish, frankly. A War Doctor Christmas special would be weird, right? Because it's got to be heartwarming a little bit, right? Best Christmas special still is Christmas Carol. Oh, man, I love that one. Well, I do like The Next Doctor. I thought that's a pretty good one, too. Fine, so... but while David took over in 23, he says... the door, what's the thing? Then the show experimented with New Year's outings for a while. Yes, Christian was a stupid idea. But when David took over again, 2020, he said he kicked the door down and insisted on Yuletide yarns. Well, at least you had one good idea. Thank God for that. They don't come around that often for you, Russell. What are we up to? The Doctor is just very Christmassy. He explains now ahead of the current Time Lord shooting out with second festive adventure. I feel, is he going to do a third one, you think? Are they going to have a Christmas special after? I don't think they are. I think this is the last one for a while. It's not really Christmas anyway. It feels like family. It feels like entertaining. It feels like they've got comedy and tragedy. I mean, Doctor Who does really work Christmas. I mean, it really does. It's absolutely Christmassy, agrees Moffat, who was asked by Davis to write this year's special. Doctor Who occupies the same space in Charles' mind as Santa Claus. He's grumpy to adults but loves kids. The Doctor and Santa have always belonged together. Kind of agree with them. I know, Last Christmas. I love that one as well. Right? The only drawback of Last Christmas is that Clara wasn't old at the end. Right? If that how they wrote out Clara, it would have been beautiful. Would have been, and the next season would have been much stronger without her, frankly. This year, the Doctor will tell you the answer to the question you've been asking since you're a small child. Like the solution to the longest-standing mystery that's not merely the Doctor Who universe, but the universe as a whole. Watch on Chris. Okay, you're teasing bullshit to get people to watch. I'm watching anyway. Right? Do we have the schedules out yet? 1 second. BBC 2024 Christmas schedule. It's too early, isn't it? I thought they had been released. Oh, look at that. Let's have a look. We agree. We agree to everything, right? We agree to everything. James Corden. Oh, what a pussy. Elsewhere, there'll be the King's Speech. Okay, but I'm looking forward to. What's on Gromit? When's that playing? The day becomes a feature new thing on iPlayer for Christmas. It's going to be in January. But what time? Doctor Who, Joy to the World or the Worlds? But what time? This will probably out. Oh, fuck off. Really? How useless are you people? What the hell is that? Yeah, 1 sec. We'll do news. Western Theatre. News. Sort by date. What is the BBC Christmas schedule? No, let's just tell you what's on. Infor's hit. Oh, okay, let's see what it is. What's the hit program that's snubbed? As hit program snubbed, so Christmas Day schedules Wallace and Gromit at midway hour 1, Gavin Stacey to air. Have given their full lineup, their range, okay, blah blah blah. But do they telling us anything? Gavin and Stacey, Wallace and Gromit. But one show has been overlooked. What's the one show overlooked? Fans of the Wheel. What's that? Oh, what's his name? I can't remember. It's like a game show, isn't it? Oh, fine. Well, there's no time we're making this the schedule. I don't think the times have been announced yet. Hang on 1 second. Christmas Telly. It's quite a good website that comes up. That's the one. Christmas highlights. But they're not telling us the time of anything, are they? No, nothing I want to see, nothing I want to see. What's that? And that what's this one? Somebody called the Doctor Who Returns, Joyce the What? It doesn't tell you. Adapted for the BBC by hugely successful picture book, the new magical animation from the UK's #1 book creators, Julia Dawson, actor and Tiddler. Okay. No idea what it is. Okay. Legal drama split. I don't know. Christmas telly isn't really as good as it used to be, is it? I don't know. What? Why not just air Mind It on the Orient Express, right? That will get people in. Blankety Blank's back. This guy they have in for freaking everything. What's he called again? Raggish. Literally in freaking everything all the time. I saw that they changed the lineup to the now Gary Lineker's gone from sport. They changed the lineup to three chicks. Like they keep sitting around saying, we still have some viewers. How can we stop anybody watching the show? Right? How are we going to do that? And thankfully they worked it out. Exactly what the mystery remains a mystery. Do we know what who cares? Entitled Joy to the World. Set in a time hotel which allows the Doctor to visit the Everest base camp in the 1950s, the Orient Express, the Second World War in the year 4202 and the distant past, and as ever investigated, he won't be investigated alone. Yes, he's got a fat chick with. Look, a gay bloke and a fat chick. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It does kind of go together, doesn't it? But it's a bit real worldy, isn't it? I want a little bit more fancy with Doctor Who. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, but they don't have the times everything on yet. I honestly go from Millie Gibson to Nicola Coughlan, and I felt bad ranking on Nicola Coughlan, right? I felt bad, but I've got a bloody point, haven't I? It's a bit of a downgrade. Time Hotel. I think, and also I think the premise sounds a bit naff for this one. You've got Shooty Gatwa's doctor discovering who he is without a companion. Oh God, he's Shooty Gatwa, right? That's all he's Shooty Gatwa. He likes to twerk a lot and cry. Okay, he's on a new quest to find himself. It's called fuck off. Tom Baker never went on a fucking quest to fucking find him fucking self. Oh, Tom Baker just went around kicking the shit out of fucking Daleks. I find this, I find this irksome, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be frank. I find this irksome. Sometimes you need to share your irk, right? Sometimes you need to share your irk. Maybe your person you're sharing with shares your irk with you, and he's also irked in the same way. Who knows what dares to dream? I have a special irked guest to bring on today from not the prehistoric, from the sub-zero tundra. From the sub-zero tundra of Greater Birmingham. It's called Birmingham's King of the Geeks. Dan Hadley, how you doing?
Yeah, coming at you directly from the arse end of the vortex.
Yes. Now,
hello,
we're
mate.
complaining here in Israel because it got cold. I don't think we're even touching where you are in the UK.
No, it's Siberia levels here today.
Oh right, but you can't. But this should be great for the government. It can kill off a ton of people who vote for Tories.
I think they'll be very keen. Yeah, they're very into that idea.
They are. So listen, I was just reading the hype they're trying to build up for the coming special. The coming special.
All right.
I think using the word special is a mistake. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, it just seems like, look, I'm sure Nicola Coughlin's a great person, but the function of a Doctor Who companion is essentially a bit of a masturbatory fantasy. It depends, and that's why I could never get it on to Joe Grant. But I remember I had somebody who was about 10 years older than me on my channel. It's like, holy shit, Joe Grant, hottest thing ever. Literally
there's no chance anybody's going to be choking the chicken while they look at her. No way.
I mean, listen, different people have different tastes. God bless them. God bless them. The
chubby chasers and things like that. I don't believe them. I think it's just because they can't get fit birds. That's all it really is.
Well, I did reference this in my thumbnail from earlier this week. Let me just share this with you.
Hello.
The bad thing about
hello out there to all the cancel culture addicts who watch this show just to work out what they can try and cancel you and I for this week.
I had Ben Cook in my chat the other day.
How is he?
I don't know. No, he was telling me I was wrong about something.
Well, that's to be expected. But it's nice of him to drop by.
But this is the thing. They block you and say and then they stalk you. It's like the weirdest thing. One of the biggest downgrades in history. I hate to tell you, but actually is.
What is she wearing?
Well, that's from a previous thumbnail. I thought
she looks like a giant mint imperial.
Well, I'm feeling very, very patriotic, and so was Millie apparently. Good for her.
Oh God!
And the other one looks like she belongs on a wedding cake, or eating one. One of the two. I don't know what to tell you.
Eating on a huge cake, which she is also simultaneously consuming. Yeah.
I tried to do AI of Nicola Bryant jumping out of a cake, and it wouldn't do it. It kept doing Nicola Bryant as a cake. Well, I hadn't face swapped her yet, but it's him. Let's find that.
Like the bit in Next Generation where Troy gets turned. Roy?
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah, that's
who's Roy? Was that cat called Roy on Star Trek Next Generation?
I remember that.
He ran the calf.
Right. One second. Can I just search my AI creations?
That's what Star Trek: The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and Voyager were missing. A late middle-aged guy called Roy who worked in the bookies, maybe. And it's
certainly going to help. Anyway, so again, two questions for you, right?
Yes.
I don't know what to expect with the what's it called again? The war game, right? The cut down war game.
You're brimming over with enthusiasm for all of this.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect with the war game. I don't know why. I'm thinking, well, that might be quite good. Oh, incredibly. Have you broken into your season 25 Blu-ray yet?
The reason why you are receiving the War Game stuff well is because it's actually been marketed very, very well. It's, in my opinion, the trailer was expertly put together to make a really sort of thrilling framing of a story that we've all seen X amount of times. The people who have clearly worked on this solidly for 10 months, as you saw, they were in my chat the other day.
They did that for Daleks, and that was shit.
But you can see the people who are working on it have been doing so intensively for months and months and months. And it's not just a case of, okay, lads, do what you did before. It's, okay, what did we learn from before? What can we put it into practice?
Much better. I mean, the the colorization looks very realistic. Yeah, so I have it right here.
I've been gathering info. I haven't actually spoken to any of them. Well, no, one of them, sort of. So I haven't spoken to them since in the time in between, but I've been gathering a bit of intel later on. So I've got a pile of stuff that I've found out about that. But I think that's the reason why I think that they're just marketing it properly in a way that actual Doctor Who hasn't been marketed probably since about halfway into the... Actually, no, since the beginning of the Whittaker era. I think they stopped marketing it after that.
Beginning of the Whittaker? Well, no, they were very confident at the beginning, right? But
they were.
This is a very nice new shot they open up with. And this is clearly part of the regeneration. Right?
5 escaped prisoners.
Now, again, this looks to me like it was shot in colour. Whereas I never thought that for a second with the Daleks.
Travelling in a 1917 British Army ambulance, clearly marked with a...
Right, and that's a new effect. But it kind of it really fills in time.
It looks almost looks like it could be. Okay, they're spinning it in a very kind of modern way, the way it rotates. Yeah. But the prop itself looks like a prop that they could have conceivably have made and painted in 1969.
Well, they did. It's a Sidrat prop. It looks exactly like that. But you can see the brush lines on it, you know?
Yeah.
I like a lot. It really works. By the way, speaking of that, I'm more encouraged about this cut down. I just watched the Omnibus special edition of Silver Nemesis, and incredibly, they made a good story out of it. No.
Oh, okay.
Not a shit story. It was a much better. It's 56 minutes long. It holds together so much better. They cut out the, unless they fell asleep,
extraneous
they cut
shit.
out the skinheads, right, which is really good. There's cyber mats in it. Cyber mats were really cool. The story belts along at a nice pace. It feels like a Christmas special, a holiday special.
Feels competent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a it's still. I mean, the difference between that and Remembrance of the Daleks is Ben Aronovich clearly knew Doctor Who, whereas Kevin Clark clearly didn't. I remember the interview with the making of. He's like, "Well, it's a silver anniversary, and the Cybermen were silver, so we put them in." Now, the new Cybermen are excellent. I mean, I thought they're very good. It's just, it's directed poorly. It's directed very, very flatly. But they still managed to pull it together. I'm like, I'm very impressed with these specials.
Well, you know my thoughts on it. I think it's the very worst story in the entire history, the canon of classic Doctor Who. I haven't budged on that in several years, and I can't see. It's way worse. Way worse.
Okay.
Yeah, it's for a number of reasons. I mean, I just wouldn't know where. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so it's worse because I think they made a watchable story out of it.
Good.
Time travelers.
Now the rumor is you're going to see the War Master regenerate into the Delgado Master, or like implied.
Oh, I see. The War Chief is going.
Why does this coloring look so much better than they did than the Daleks did? I really don't know. I wish I could work out what the difference was.
I've heard disquieting rumors.
I think they've got more to play with, haven't they? There's more texture, more surfaces.
But you know, look, I'm looking at this and going, you know, AI could really do this probably better, much easier. You don't need to labor for 10 months on it.
Also, as I said to you the other day, this stuff, the raw footage, the raw material they're working with, 6 years doesn't sound like a lot when you think, oh, we're looking at archive material that's 50, 60 years old. But I think it makes quite a lot of difference. I think when you watch back the DVDs of An Unearthly Child and the War Games, you put them side by side to one another, you see that the stuff that survived there's more in there. There's more detail, and the more detail there is for them to work with, the better the colorization technique is going to turn out.
Because you know what this looks like? Instead of colorization, it looks like that really clever thing where they were able to monitor the dots on the screen and the grain to recreate the color.
It does look like that. Yeah,
it does look. So it looks Parker to me. And I think a 90-minute cut might actually be quite good for this. I don't know.
Some serious trouble here.
I think it's viable. I think it's viable. I fully respect anybody who says that they don't want to see it. It's not for them. That's fine. I get it. I just it's just not going to put me off watching it. I'm aware of what I'm getting as I'm going into it, so it's fine.
I'm way more interested in watching this than I am of watching Joy to the World.
Me too.
Oh, that console room looks great. Look at it. That they did a better job there than they did on the Daleks as well. It looks
so
really
crisp.
Good.
You know what will happen? Your appearance has changed before. It will change again.
Goodbye, Jamie.
No! You can't do this to me!
Yeah, I so that I was open-minded about the Daleks as well, but I'm open-minded. I can't believe I'm open-minded again to watch it. Right? I'm amazed by that.
I enjoyed the Daleks. I did. I'm not going to pretend I didn't when I did. The first 50 minutes or so, I found it exhilarating, and the choices mostly, if they weren't correct, they were interesting. And nothing put me off. It's just that 55-minute mark. Everything just seemed to just slide away from. And I hate to say it, Ben, if you're watching this one, mate, I think you got it wrong that time. You might not have got it wrong this time. Fingers crossed you haven't. And I appreciate it's a learning process.
If he succeeds, it's good news for me. I get thanks for what I like. I'm happy about
it. I want this stuff. I was a late convert to the idea of colorization. I was dead against it. Simon Horton, of all people, you'd think he'd be the one that was. You'd think he'd be the one dead against colorization. Yeah. He was fervently for it, and I was the one who was against. And I think it took him about 6 to 9 months to really work on me. And I saw it from his point of view, and eventually I got quite excited about the idea, and now I'm a total convert.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm looking. The problem with the Daleks, I was watching that, I kept thinking, I'd much rather watch the Peter Cushing version. Right? I'd much rather watch the Peter Cushing version. And here's the thing. I just think that technology is so close that we're going to be able to have AI, you'll be able to put in the Daleks and say, reskin it with the Cushing production values.
I agree with you that in hindsight, colorizing the Daleks is one thing, but doing the editing job on it was probably a little futile, because you're quite right. We, as fans in particular, we already had two choices about how we wanted to experience that story. It's more likely to be competing with our time with the Cushing film than the original 7-parter, and therefore it kind of made itself redundant. Yeah. Whereas this,
Did you see speaking of AI? Did you see the Daryl Joyce thing?
I did.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That was just fantastic.
You got to hand it to Daryl. For a man who is traditionally skilled, he's not afraid of anything, of any new thing that comes along.
I really like his work. I like his attitude. It's I just think we're not far off from that right now. It seems to be
probably not.
Fervently in that direction. So I'm going to say I'm somewhat interested in the war games. Is it Joy to the World or Joy to the Worlds? What do you think is going on with that story?
Well, this is again something I've been digging a little bit on. I think, generally speaking, I think it's another example of the left hand not knowing what the right hand's doing. I think we're seeing.
the weird spin of it, though. They said, "Oh, it's a secret. You're gonna find out." No, you just screwed up. You just put the wrong thing.
It's a fuck up. I can guarantee it's a fuck up.
So, PD Rich, I'm going to disagree with you here, right? You can't change the tempo. Oh no, wrong. Can't piss me off, but changing the momentum of New Who pisses me off. I like the idea of new fans being able to access things and pique their interest to look at classic Who, right? That's why I'm like, I'd love to see a cut down City of Death, for example. And there's a ton to cut down in that, okay?
It's also potentially, Rabbi, this is potentially something that, now bear in mind that the people, Bad Wolf generally, the people at the top of the tree there who make current Doctor Who are still in a state of delusion about the unpopularity of the actual series and why that is. So they still don't understand how they've managed to make Doctor Who irrelevant all over again.
Do they really not understand, you think?
So that they don't get that. But I think when it comes to something like the War Games, what they've tapped into here is that part of us that wants to watch or that is inclined to, if possible, sit down with our families and watch Doctor Who. And I don't think that they want to match the momentum necessarily of New Who. I don't think that's what it's about. I think the experience of sitting down and watching something like The Runaway Bride on Christmas Day or Voyage of the Dawn, or I think that you can capture that just the same way as you can. Your analogy, you're likening it to the Cushing movies, is bang on. I think you could touch that kind of kitsch appeal, particularly in under 90 minutes, where the whole family might be whipped along it with something, get into the spirit of it, and see past the kind of the idea, this is dated nonsense, blah, blah, all the standard things. I don't think people necessarily think like that anymore, but I think this is something that a family would sit down and watch.
Because there's so much content available, and people are much more open-minded to looking at older things now. Why? Things on Netflix, everything streaming, nobody watches anything before that's made after 2016.
The Daleks last year was a tougher sell because it doesn't really go anywhere, and it stays in a set of corridors and behind a few bulkheads and things like that, and you go out into the forest a little bit, but it's really contained. It's small. The War Games is expansive. I think even if you chop away two-thirds of it, it's still going to be expansive because the story is expansive. There's going to be a lot to. There's going to be a lot of shiny things.
I mean, my hope is this: there's a bunch of kids who interested in Doctor Who. Watch. I don't really believe that's going to happen because I think the main show doesn't attract intelligent people anymore, right? But if the main show was good, I would love it if they would watch this War Games and they go, "Oh, that's interesting," and then watch the black and white version.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I know you get weird kids. Yeah, look at Power Rangers. That worked.
Yes.
You people are just look. I mean, you know what it is? Remember that episode of The Simpsons? Where there was this game, there's a video game called, and there was like Bart and Milhouse were insane to get it, right? And then after they got, I think Bart stole it or something. And then after they had it for a couple of days, Milhouse had a little ball and a cup and go, "Whoa, this is the thing!" I like, it's the same sort of thing. It's it's what's shiny right now.
In some ways, I think it's a shame that it's only on BBC. Well, we know it's there on the iPlayer, which is a good thing. But they really should trailer this. They should advertise it heavily before and on Christmas Day, before and after. Not just the Doctor Who special itself, but litter this all around that new Wallace and Gromit film.
This would have people watching it more than the Shooty one. Now, okay, two questions for the Shooty one. What do you think is going to be the airtime? Because you've got the Wallace and Gromit movie. That's really in the Doctor Who, what the Doctor Who audience used to like.
They'll want Wallace and Gromit to be on before Strictly Come Dancing. And Doctor Who. Strictly normally, is that normally at 8? Oh, I thought that was usually around 6. See, my guess would be that it would go from the King's Speech into the Wallace and Gromit film, with then the news after that, followed by Strictly.
I think it's going to be later. Let me see if I can pull up the 2023 BBC Christmas schedule.
Having said that, what they've been doing lately, they tend to put us 2 movies on now, either side of the King's Speech, because they got rid of the Top of the Pops Christmas special, believe it or not.
Oh, well, I guess the association with. I was going to say Gary Glitter, but I actually meant what's his name?
Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, I guess so. Although they're bringing back Bullseye this year, I'm quite excited about that. Remember Bullseye?
Yeah, of course.
You've got the black and in the red. Nothing in this game for two in a bed. There we go. Fine. This was last year. What let's look at the Christmas Day. What's on the 19th? This is a great little website. ukchristmastv.weebly.com. I love this website.
Oh, okay. I have not seen this before.
Everything you want to know about Christmas programming over the last 50 years. 23rd, the 27th, no, 26th. So Addams Family 2, what time's the kid? 3 o'clock. So you're saying you see it going in the Toy Story 4 slot?
Let's have a look.
See, I don't.
Getting a closer look now. Okay, where are we? Where do I think? Oh, yeah, this will be the same. It'll be exactly the same.
See, I would have thought that Wallace and Gromit goes later because it's more. I would have thought it's like more this, like the 7 o'clock show or the 7 o'clock.
You can.
Slot, frankly.
I think they may switch Call the Midwife back to 7:45 to run Gavin and Stacey after that.
Oh, because Gavin and Stacey's the big one, right?
Yeah, and they can't have it on before 8 o'clock because there does tend to be some language and stuff in it. They're going to need to push that later. Why is EastEnders on at 9:45 now?
I think it's feasible. They might not move Doctor Who to the after the King's Speech.
No, too early.
I don't know.
Too early in the day.
They're aiming it at such a younger audience now.
Are they? I don't know. I know Russell said that a couple of times that it's pitched younger. The pitch.
It totally is. Did you see the story about there was supposed to be a song and dance number in Space Babies?
Yeah, that was because my thoughts about Space Babies. It's the all new equivalent to The End of the World, not Rose. So as I understand it, they were going to put in the Sugar Babes track, Push the Button,
right,
in a similar way that the Britney Spears tune Toxic was in The End of the World. So it was going to pop up a couple of times.
Yeah, no, but the way they had to describe it, the trouble is when you factor Shooty Gatwa into it, I was saying earlier, the same thing with Jodie Whittaker. The first 2 years of Jodie Whittaker were just smug and terrible at the same, but the Flux wasn't smug anymore, and it was much better for not being smug, right? And I think the Flux onwards was absolutely the strongest that that era did. It still wasn't good because you're saddled with Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, I think you're forgetting how bad some of those episodes were.
Yeah, but they all had good cliffhangers. They had terrible resolutions. There had lots of good.
There were a couple of decent cliffhangers in there. I mean, the issue with that material was all because what they started to do in Flux, what they realised was it was far too late in the day to try to turn the ship around with Whittaker's characterisation. So they made sure that they got her off screen for as long as they possibly could. Usually banishing her to another dimension or some sort of prison. Or being tied down to some sort of, it was like Perils of Pauline and stuff. So they would lock her up somewhere away from the actual plot, and then bring on the proper actors who knew what they were doing.
The ultimate of that, right? It really was.
Yeah.
So, okay. So next question about the Christmas special. What do you think the ratings will be?
Nothing to write home about. What were the ratings were quite good last Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd expect around the same. Look, a lot of I know that. I mean, I'm aware that how well or not the last full series did in this respect is largely by the by.
You think?
It won't. Yeah, people are into habits and patterns on Christmas Day. And they tend to free fall through the Christmas schedule. And you'd be surprised how short people's memories are as well. So the ones that did sort of make it through season one and might have been disappointed, it's been 6 months in between.
Okay.
I think some of us, myself included, we get so wound up in all of this throughout the entire year, we forget that other people, normal people, don't eat, sleep, and drink Doctor Who. It gets to Christmas Day, and it's, what's on next? They don't look at the schedules in advance, a lot of them. Some of them, they don't.
I bet when you were a kid, you couldn't wait to get the Christmas Radio Times and like see what everything and plan out your.
I'm still doing that. I was still doing that until about 5 years ago.
Right, and now everything's on demand.
There will be some people who will look at the schedule and think, oh, what's on after the news? Oh, Doctor Who. And they'll get a full of flash memory of that Rogue or something stupid they saw in the last season. But there'll be very few of them, simply because they'll be too busy enjoying themselves, talking to family, doing the washing up, all that kind of thing. So it'll be. I'm expecting ratings that are around the same. I think maybe slightly less, but it's going to be no great. It's going to be no great plummet. It's not going to represent some fall through the floor. The next season, I think we'll see a huge amount of apathy on a level of which we've never seen before with Doctor Who. But this is different.
Now,
yeah, this is different kettle of fish on Christmas Day.
Running back to watch this show. Do you think that they were? Oh, by the way, good point there, Peter Rich. What do you reckon the odds of there being a third season looks like?
Still as likely as it was 3-4 months ago. I don't see any reason why there won't be. I can't see any reason why not to expect that third season.
It seems like Disney are not interested.
You know my thoughts. I think my thoughts remain that our side of the aisle is a little too fixated on the Disney question.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's quite likely. I think it's quite likely Disney are going to walk. I think it's reasonably likely. But do I think that means there'll be no Doctor Who? No, I still think we'll get a third season and probably a fourth as well.
If Stephen Moffat takes over, which is the other rumor for season 3, I don't really not sure I believe that at all. But if he takes over on a limited budget, so they're going to do like more intimate Doctor Who, that's just good news. And I think Shooty Gut was gone. I don't see him being in season 3. He wants to.
Something definitely changed over the mid to late summer. Something changed.
They got the data, but you can't underplay the Trump election. That's changed everything. Crazily, I
think it's changed everything long term. But again, the BBC will be the very last place
they will
to give up on any of it. I mean, they've just been outed this week as being complicit in Keir Starmer's plan to basically persecute the farmers of Britain.
Yeah.
So the BBC, it's getting worse. That this is the BBC aren't meant to take political sides. They've taken a political side.
Well, listen, it all came out with Gaza, didn't it? I mean, there's no way of saying the BBC is in any way independent. So your prediction for Christmas Doctor would be pretty much the same as last year, then?
Round about the same. Yeah, I'd say. I mean, it's possible to get more. I can't remember how many people watched it, but I think it was slightly down from the 60th specials, but around the same mark. It was
like slightly. Just looking at it, it was like 4.73, I think. 4.73 the night, and the specials got 5.08, 5.83, 4.83.
Yeah, so it's a slight drop. I'd expect it to be around the same. It may get more, but when I say more, I mean like 4.9 rather than 4.8.
Right.
I'm not expecting, and it's just as likely to get less. It could be 4.6 rather than 4.7. But do I think it's going to come in at 2.2 million? No. It's Christmas Day. People are largely imprisoned in their homes.
I get it.
People are lazy.
I'm hoping that ITV gets their heads out their arse and they put something good on instead.
The quality of the show when it comes to Christmas Day, largely all bets are off. All you really have is people's habits and that kind of the way the general TV landscape is. And in all truth, I mean, the reason why they took Top of the Pops off is because few people are watching it, and because of the way the TV is going. Absolutely. But I don't think you're not going to see. I know people want it, and I understand why, but you're not going to see some sort of bottoming out on Christmas Day. Or if you do, then it will be literally everything. Where how many? I think 100,000 people are giving up the TV license per quarter.
Okay.
So if we look at since last Christmas, that means that potentially the BBC have lost 500,000 of their customers, of their license fee payers. So that's 500,000 fewer people can even watch television.
Yes, okay.
So,
they have way more illegal aliens coming to England now. They'll
to make more than make up for it.
Yeah, they'll more than make up for it. Okay,
here's your iPhone, here's your TV license, here's your booper.
Here's your hotel, exactly. There's one more thing coming out over Christmas, which I think looks like the most Doctor Who-ish thing. Let me look at this trailer.
What's happening?
A Templar.
So this is marking, I think, the 40th anniversary of Tom Baker's start of Doctor Who.
Yes.
Excuse me.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The Fourth Doctor Adventures, The Curse of Time.
You are? Me? I'm the Doctor. This is Sarah, and this is Harry.
Oh, a village.
Looks positively medieval.
She sounds a lot more like Liz Slater now. She's like the first ones were terrible, but now
Yeah, she's very much sort of soaking it all up now and getting better and better and better.
Our story is one you will know, but which bears repeating.
The monks.
It is the tale of how man was judged and found wanting, and how a great...
Okay, the problem with this trailer, I want to hear Tom Baker, right? That's all we want to hear. We heard him mumble for a second, right? They used to know this a bit.
Disaster befell the earth.
He's talking about the solar flares and the arc in space.
But one man, Noah, foresaw the disaster and built a great ark.
That's a kind of nice idea. It's a sequel to Ark in Space.
Yeah.
Seems to have become the stuff of legend.
But that means we're even further into the future.
Man could only survive if he turned his back on technology and lived according to the laws of nature.
Condemned to live, stuck in the Dark Ages.
A trial? You're putting the...
He is sounding older now, Tom Baker, isn't he?
Yes.
I can tell that when they first started, it sounded exactly like 1976.
So he can. Blimey, it was Roy earlier. Stan now. I've got old men's names in my head. Yeah, he can still do it, but obviously the age is starting to show in his voice.
He is cracking on a bit.
Doctor on trial.
The penalty is death.
Zaphiel Axon must be eradicated.
Let the instant begin. Commence transfer.
Hundreds of dead people in there. Thousands.
We are at the scene of a mass murder.
Behold, the engine of time.
You're mad! The definition of insanity is to repeat the same mistake and expect a different result.
The ultimate experiment.
He still brings it when he's giving a bit welly.
The depth, the resonance isn't there in his voice that was up until 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, it's still Doctor Who. It's still Tom Baker, so it still counts.
Right. I mean, listen, I like the Nest Cottage stuff, which is pretty much.
So did I.
Yeah. Big Finish for the love of stories.
Yeah, it's got a decent writer that I recall. Who is it? It's
a terrible title, though. Yeah, I mean, terrible title.
What can you do? What's the other thing I was going to say? I can't remember now. Hang on. We did that. We covered that. I can't remember. I'm looking for. I decided that this Christmas on my watch list. I've got all the St. Trinian's movies lined up. Box of Delights, and did you get the new Box of Delights Blu-ray?
I was going to say, have I converted you to the Box of Delights at last? Yes, I've got mine. Mine's just down here.
I haven't got the Blu-ray, but I haven't seen it since it was first on.
Really?
So I'm like, I'm going to give it.
I watch it every single year. I've been obsessed with it for 40 years.
I do things like that with Bad Santa. Although when you do things every year, I have to change it. I always like to do a Sherlock Holmes. Christmas is always Sherlock Holmesy to me, right? I like the not the Jeremy. I like the Jeremy Brett ones, but I also like the what's it called again? The
Basil Rathbone or Peter Cushing? You mean Benedict Cumberbatch or the?
Yeah, that's the one. There was it the Runaway Bride, not the Runaway Bride, the Silent Bride. That's quite a good Christmassy fare. And,
I like those.
H.P. Lovecraft horror stories. I love those. I do indeed love those. By the way, have you seen Gladiator 2?
I haven't yet. No, I didn't.
Oh, I can't wait.
And the reason why I haven't watched it is because I'm seeing it with my son. So the other day I watched the first one, which I haven't seen for about 10, maybe even 15 years, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah, that
every minute of it. Because I couldn't remember anything about it apart from the bits that everybody always quotes.
Yeah, you shouldn't have reminded yourself. Oh, dear.
The husband of a murdered wife. That's all I could really remember.
Well, great. Okay, yeah, Russell Crowe gives a fantastic performance all the way through, a simmering performance.
It's incredible.
Believe, right?
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to say anything about it till you see it. But it might not be a good idea to see the original.
It's hard. I mean, what I'm expecting, because my other two sons have gone to see it. They saw it together at the cinema at the weekend, and they had a really good time. They loved it.
Again?
No, this is my other two sons. I'm going to see it because they're both at university together now in Sheffield, so they went together. Whereas this is my son who lives in Wales, coming up for the weekend. Right. So they loved it. But
really?
my expectations are pretty managed, pretty measured.
Listen, nothing says current day Hollywood more than this movie. It's more like, when you have movies about making movies like Entourage or something. And
yes.
they're making. It's like the movie they're making in one of those. That's really what it is. And
it does look like it's going to make a star of that of Paul. What's his name? Paul something or other?
No, it's his last job. He's not getting any.
Oh right, I'm seeing a lot of buzz about this guy. How good he is. Oh, okay.
You mean good at acting?
Yeah, sincerely, one of the reasons why I've said okay, I will go and see this is the reception does seem to be going down pretty well.
Okay. I'm excited for you to avoid. What day are you seeing it?
Saturday.
Oh, sorry. Are you doing a show Saturday night?
Yeah, this is Saturday afternoon. I'm going to see it Saturday afternoon, and then we're doing the live stream on Saturday night.
On your Saturday night show. By the way, if anybody wants to see me fall asleep, tune into the second hour of Dan's show. Right, and I'm all like, I just had to go. Oh man, yeah, I've got to be more for myself. When I'm falling asleep, I'm saying I'm done.
So that's Saturday from 8 p.m. on the Spacebook channel, where we get together and talk about movies.
On Type 40?
We are on tonight. We are. I've got my thingy here somewhere. Hold up, where is it?
Whip out that thumbnail.
We're on. We're on in an hour and a bit with this little lot. Yes. Oh dear. Yeah, so we're just gonna steam right into the week in Doctor Who with myself and some of the regular panel, and everybody gets to join in the live chat as well. We've got some of the latest merchandise to chew our way through, some really stupid dad jokes as always, brilliant fan art, and some adverts. And a big birthday as well, a birthday on the panel. So that's going to be fun too. So please come and join us from 8 p.m. on the Type 40 channel for Type 40 Live number 194. Oh my God!
Well, yeah, they do clock on. Fine. I think with that, I'm going to head to the hills, climb the Woodland Hill to Bevershire. Maybe I'll be awake to chime in on your show later. I don't know. I got sick last week, right? I had the cold, and that turned into a cough this week. And so now I'm at a point where, like my entire stomach muscles feels like I've been doing crunches and exercise. I'm like, what the hell, right? Because I've been coughing so much. Like, what the? Why do I feel like shit? Like I've been working out when I haven't worked out ever. Right?
It is a bastard. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I was quite ill, and I couldn't go to the gym. And I had to gradually sort of work my way up to these things again. So using the rollers and all that sort of stuff. And it nearly killed me the first time back.
Well, I always like to avoid that.
I thought, why do I do this to myself?
So you don't end up like me. so you might make it to being 60. Fine. Oh, let's go.
Okay.
Box of light. Fine. With that, ladies and gentlemen, you go out, get yourself something to eat, have a shower. Put on your smoking jacket, pour yourself a glass of port, and you should
roll a joint.
You know what? You should be doing port, and if you do a Christmas special, you should do port. Everybody needs some port, and you pass it on to each person, right?
Well, if Shah comes on, I can guarantee that she will be hammered, properly hammered at Christmas. She's always. I don't think she comes on without having got a couple of drinks down her.
Speaking of properly hammered, did you see the thing that Kamala Harris put out this week?
Oh, that was so funny. Usually, I wouldn't laugh at something like that. Don't get me wrong.
Come on.
But in my word, it was so obvious. That woman has spent the last 4 weeks solid pissed out of her brains.
I think probably quite a lot of time beforehand. Well, that's the only thing that would explain that campaign. Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to wrap up. Get yourself, gird your loins, and head over to Dan's in just over an hour. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to hit it again. Say good night. Good luck.
Thank you, everybody. Thank